What should people be expecting in season 2?
Yeah.
Well, season 2 we have a new track that we'll be exploring, and there's a lot more beef.
Our champion.
Victor has won the race.
From the previous season, does that put any more pressure on you?
Yeah, I think it does. When you start at the front, the thing is always not to have people overtake you. So I think you're safer there, but then it's also a risk. So yeah, there's pressure. The highlights from last season, the race is not to the swift. You need a few principles and patterns on the track.
Disappointments, because I thought I was going to win. I think I oversteered and there was a lot of power from the back. Oversteered and skidded on the track.
Welcome, Baka. How are you doing?
I'm good.
How are you feeling about the new season of Grand Prix?
I'm excited. I mean, last season was wow.
But then he started crashing, and he crashed, and he crashed, and he crashed, and he crashed. And I was like, all right.
Baka is one big zealous guy. I can't wait to engage.
And your favorite Baka, you expect?
Who said is my favorite?
Last season you hoped you would win.
Yes.
Disappointed.
I still believe in him. I believe in him very much.
So this season you've added 2 new drivers.
Yeah.
Changed to the lineup. We have
Yeah.
Mark and we have Ambrose. Any reason as to why you put in these 2 particular?
We brought in these 2 people particularly because one, some of our previous drivers were not able to be part of this particular season. But now we have Mark and Ambrose to talk about. They're very incredible drivers. One driver that is, I think, everyone else should be probably scared of should be Mark.
So I'm happy to be part of the racers today. I believe I'll be competitive enough. Hopefully, I will be able to challenge upwards.
Great opportunity to be one of the drivers for Rare to Rare. I haven't been in the karting business for quite a while, but one thing for sure, I adapt fast. From the lineup that I've seen quite a number of drivers who are really competitive.
Unlike some members, I wasn't able to practice.
The goal is first to get better. The ambition is to win. So for this Grand Prix, I think first has been my mentor. I invested a lot in understanding how I stay in the game mentally, like in any sport, because I realize that plays a big part when I'm playing any game. I'm quite competitive, but also have to understand how to regulate my mentor. So I've invested a lot in that. I did get time to go to Nairobi and practice in their race track in Karen, and it was quite interesting. I think I improved over while I was there because it was also another experience. It wasn't competitive, but it was just to get a feel as I prepared for Busiika. But also I've been more physical. I think I've invested more time in in weight training and running. So yeah, just keeping my body fit for the race has been something that I've taken time over the past couple of months, about 12 months. So I've been preparing for it aggressively. Yeah.
Been waiting for this for a very long time. It's here finally. So we look forward to having the best of moments, vigor, the experience, the tenacity, and also all the emotion.
Welcome to Ria Busiika edition. My name is Tracy and I'm your host today. We are at the Busiika GoKarting track. It's bigger, it's better. We have a bridge, we have a few hills where the drivers will have to accelerate. We'll be having a couple of new drivers and we can't wait to see them show us what they got. Mark, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tracy?
I'm good. Are you ready for the Busiika edition of Ria?
I am excited. I'm happy that today I am racing. I got a chance to see the drivers from an outside perspective last time, so I expect the competition to be high, but I think my chances are good.
So do you think Baka will not disappoint us this time?
Well, I believe he has done the work. I've seen him out on track already, so I believe he's really raring to prove his doubters wrong and to also bring it home for his fans. But yeah, I'm just excited to be part of this and I can't wait to get started.
Hey Ambrose,
Hello, Tracy.
how are you?
Awesome.
Are you ready for today?
Definitely.
So who do you plan to beat today?
All of them. All of them. I've come to prove that
If you disappoint us.
No worries, no worries.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the Busiika Grand Prix.
Thank you.
What are your expectations today?
I don't know. The racers they are competitive now that we have new people on board. So I'm not very confident. Yeah, not very confident. But we'll see on the track.
Okay. Hey Baka,
Hi Tracy.
how are you?
I'm good.
You're welcome to the Busiika Grand Prix.
I'm excited to be here.
First of all, why are you sweating?
I have to prepare my body for the tough conditions, which is the heat.
Okay.
Yeah, and also success today. Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to tell your fans?
I want to tell them that today I've come to redeem myself
Okay.
and do not expect disappointment.
Okay. See you on the track.
See you there.
Victor,
Hi, Tracy.
how are you?
I'm good.
You're welcome to the Busiika Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's hot. It's cool. Yeah, thank you.
What are your expectations today?
Not a challenge really,
Hey.
because the track is not as tricky, but I just hope to discover.
So you won the previous Grand Prix, the Busa Grand Prix. Are you going to give us double or nothing?
There are some new drivers on the track today, and I'm not so sure about this one, but I'm just hoping for the best.
We're excited to see what you're going to bring this time round. Yeah, see you on the track.
Thank you.
With the racetrack that is not as challenging, what is going to be the thing that sets you apart?
I think driving style. Of course, minimize on the mistakes and then go as fast as you can. I would disagree with that say the cars are not the same. I think there's some things that might change, but it's driving style for now, and then how well you take those corners, how fast you go, how much you push the car.
Stood out for me on this track was really the underpass, and first of all, I got a chance to interact with the track itself, because I think it's evident to visualize yourself succeed and also see yourself through the track, because I found that quite essential. So I took some time just visualizing my journey across that track.
Practice was really interesting. The first, I think, 4 laps or 5 laps for me were about understanding the car. I did not think it was going to shake that much. It was literally moving left, right. I had to really control it. The steering wheel was yet really be firm on it.
Practice lap taught me a bit. I was skeptical about certain corners and looking for a way to negotiate around them just from entering and seeing how the track looks like.
I had a crash, unfortunately, and that was because I was trying to understand my racing lines a lot. I was taking my corners really tight, and at the chicane, when I was exiting the chicane, I entered the tires.
Made a couple of blunders, and yeah, had a few crashes.
I think it's very important for these things to happen earlier on, so that in the race you know what to do and not what to do. That built my confidence. I didn't really set a good time. I think Victor set the best time of practice, which set that pace for us.
I think I'm feeling more comfortable in the car. It's slow, but well, I think it will do considering what everyone else is driving. So and how they're driving.
Practice was really interesting. We didn't really set the best time, so we actually had to even get some help from the officials at Extreme Adventure Parks, and want to say thank you to the Extreme Adventure Park for helping us put this shoot together and for being the great advice that we needed.
Come back from the practice round.
Thank you.
How was it?
Man, I don't know if it's not fair, but I think it needs more laps to get used to. The track is a bit shaky,
Okay.
but I'll be in the top tier of that podium soon.
Okay. Did you handle going down the bridge? I noticed that part gave everyone a hard time.
Yeah, it's sudden. At first, when you look at it from here, it doesn't look sudden because of the walls. You don't actually see what's happening. But then when you reach there, you don't see the road. You see the end of the road.
Yeah.
So the first time I went, I was really speeding, and I think I left my hat there. I left my hat up. I enjoyed it. Like the hang of the tires. The course is good. No complaints. The terrain is really amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you handle the corners?
At first I was drifting off a bit.
Yeah.
But as time kept going, I had to come to terms with it that I'm in for enjoying, not to compete. Yeah, so I had to settle that in my heart. So I'm here to enjoy first, then I can compete. But yeah, I had to first settle that because I was drifting off a lot. So yeah, that's why I made the decision.
Qualifying is up next, and this is a very important round. Whoever sets the best time gets to start first, and all follow in that order. No mistakes for this round.
Yeah, qualifying.
What causes you to crash in qualifying?
It was a certain gentleman. And I think it's, yes, defensive driving, but it reached a point and I was tired of it because every time I would get closer to him, it would be like maybe in a corner, in the first corner of the chicane. I realized that I could overtake him, but then the same thing that happened in the first season, I think happened this time because the car oversteered.
I mean, Angelo's crashing really wasn't any of my business, but my role here is to win.
Baka is really defensive. If you're not really steady, he may limit you.
One of the things that really came to light for me in qualifying was I have to stay away from Baka. He defended me so well in qualifying. It was not until like the 5th lap when I realized I actually don't need to compete. I just need to set my best time one lap. As long as I get my pole position, That's all I'm looking for.
I happened to crash 2 times. But then the second time, it got to me mentally. So I'm a little bit scared now how hard I can push the car. And considering the strategy we had coming into qualifying is go as fast as possible. And I'm a little bit worried for what happens in the final race.
Again, Victor sets the best time. He improves his time. He's now at 34 seconds. I'm now at 35 seconds. So I'm getting closer, but he's getting there. In the final race, I believe my competition is Victor because he's the only one in front of me. It's gonna be a hard one. He's so calm. He's not putting forth any pressure. You don't see any pressure on his face. And I'm also trying to remain calm. Mark is performing. He finishes second, qualifying just behind Victor.
Yeah.
Do you think Victor is gonna take 2 race wins in a row, or do you think Mark has it?
Mark was the one we didn't expect. Though we know him, his true colors in real life. But
Qualified and go so well, and you end up having to start last. Do you feel that this is because of the defensive driving, or you weren't able to get in that lap there?
I think this track was really unique. Beyond just the track, the way we're being evaluated by the system. I don't want to use excuses because I'm not a man of excuses. And looking onto the evaluation, looking onto the bumps, things come and go. But what I feel was really unfair was using the time-paced mode of evaluation to, I mean, it may be the thing for racing around, but I really felt like I could easily redeem myself in the race, which I found was more inclined towards my style of racing, less towards time and more towards dominance in the game and how I finish. So I really felt like that system was a bit against me, but I mean, everything is always against you as a person, and you have to make sure that you keep focused, and amidst everything that's happening, you stay focused to win, and the win is the goal.
Everything comes down to this, the final race, the final laps around this ring to crown our Busiika Grand Prix champion. So we don't get a good start, unfortunately, because some of the cars had technical faults, so we couldn't have a standing start, and that did not play in my favor. Finishing second didn't help me at all. Baka gets to set off before me, and Victor also gets to set off before me.
The mantra for this track was do everything right and wait for your opponent to mess up. Then when they mess up, strike.
The race is starting, and it's not starting out the way I thought it would.
On the 4th straight come Baka and Victor. Victor is behind Baka, and Baka is really defending his position.
Turn 1, the chicane at turn 1 and 2, Baka is driving aggressively, and I think he's now becoming a real contender, considering what I thought earlier. You don't have to make any mistakes now. And Mark goes
set of third, which may be played in my hands as well, because as soon as we're out of the chicane, I find Baka already defending Victor, and I think he doesn't see me coming, and I pounce. Baka focusing on Victor allows Mark to pass through, and now he's P1.
In my mind, I'm thinking I have to find Mark and overtake if I have any chance of getting P1. And Baka is aggressive.
Down the straight come Baka and Victor chasing Mark, and Victor is left behind. This now opens the gap between Mark, Baka and Victor. Will Victor be able to claw back the deficit? Baka is now second and Victor running third. Let's have a look at our last drivers, Angelo and Ambrose, how they are faring.
In the race, I'm feeling the car. Everything is seamless. I was going very hard on the gas, but I wasn't overtaking. I think my race lanes were perfect until Ambrose had the race engineer do something to his car and he was overtaking me.
I believe my cat was tampered with. Bad Buckman blames this too, but this one is a legible reason. My cat, I think it was on a power lower than what it's actually supposed to be performing at. So I was driving a car which is like 200 horsepower and the rest are going at 600 horsepower. Over maybe a couple of laps, we managed to find out the reason and it was adjusted, it was fixed. But now that frustration of I was last because of this issue, I think it made me a bit emotional. Okay, trying to catch up. I made a couple of blunders. Yeah, I had a few crashes.
Whatever the engineers did to Ambrose's car, it's working. But oh, Ambrose is into the barriers over the cliff. I wonder what happened there. And Mark is still in the lead. There is no sign of Victor catching up right now. Baka is still defending Victor very well. Down the straight they come again, and oh, what has happened here?
There's space. I see space. I see a window to overtake. Baka is not nudging. He's covering all sides because on the fourth straight, I'm behind him. We are going head to head. He's not moving as I expect him to move. Being the faster driver, I would expect him to give way. I had more pace and he was covering all sides, making sure he keeps the place. So he takes me off at the sweeper and my car stops entirely. It's like I have to restart again.
In all this, like everyone is entitled to what they can say or to what they can bring to the table. And in this race, Victor and I were racing. So after the game, it's not about, hey, I had the best turns, hey, I did the nice drifting. It's about who made it to the podium and who made the win.
The two collide again, and this time I don't think there's a return for Victor. His car has completely stopped.
At that point, the race is over for me.
Let's look at Victor's scenario like a nest. If I'm a bird and I have a nest, and an outsider comes to attack me in my nest, I know my nest well. I know the ins and outs of my nest, and I know how to take advantage of my nest. So in all I'm doing, let's look at Victor as a person who just wanted to get a meal. Or let me say, an ego that wanted to eat the chicks in my nest. I was just doing what I do best, which is my style of driving. Nothing against Victor, nothing against anyone. It just happens to be that when Victor collided with me, as it happens in Brownian motion, he had to move out.
The crash leaves Victor running last, but Angelo takes advantage of the fight between Baka and Victor and he takes second position. What a race from Angelo. The flag is raised and that's it. The race is done and we have our top three. We have Mark, we have Angelo, and we have Baka. Baka redeems himself from last position from the Busa Grand Prix to third, but at what cost? As the race continues going on, I'm still in the lead and I look back, I look left, and when I'm coming off the ramp, I try to look and see where everybody else is. But I realized either there were a few cars on track, but something wasn't right because I was gliding through and there was no competition coming. I felt it was too easy and I didn't know why. Only to find at the end, and I think if you look at one of the clips, you can see I park next to Victor and he gets out of his car so fast and I'm like, what's happening here? At the end of the race, only to find that there was an altercation, I think right after I had left him and Baka, and he crashes. I don't know, I can't comment on it because I didn't see it. It was a good win, but I feel like because that happened, I feel like there was a bit of injustice in that I won, but a lot of the people behind me were having issues. I feel like I came in the day wanting to win and I won because probably things just played in my favor. But I would want to have a more competitive race, so to speak.
How was this round for you?
Yeah, it has been a bit competitive. I would say I'm not being the best in the game. I've been a bit ruthless. But yeah, just doesn't feel good to be at the bottom. Yeah, I would say that still a work in progress. Yeah, I'm still learning here and there. Try to follow the rules this time. Don't take your legs off the the accelerator, and then follow the leading lines. Yeah, so I'm getting there. I'll say it's not easy, but yeah, I'm happy that I'm progressing. It's not where I'm supposed to be, but I'll go back and improve.
So I'm here with Angelo, who came second place. Angelo would like to know, how do you feel coming in second for the second time?
Yeah, it was bad. I feel like a principality in this position. But I think I did my best, because a point reached where some cars were passing by me, but I knew that my skill was on form. So maybe the issue was the car. But still, I don't make excuses. I still came out number 2.
Mark,
A
you
bit
didn't
of
come to play.
a bit of opportunity there. I've got to say that first, we didn't really have a good start. The stewards were a bit confused there. So Baka went off actually before me. But what really helped is Baka is all about blocking. So as soon as he goes in front, he starts blocking Victor. So I took that opportunity there. And once I was able to overtake them because they were in their thing, I never looked back. I was only worried about Victor, and when I realized he crashed, it was all done. But kudos to him, I still failed to beat his fastest lap time. So he's really good. It was just opportunity.
So you are a product of the power of opportunity.
But it was really nice. It was really nice. Towards the end, the last 5 laps, my hands were so tired. I really just wanted the race to end because I couldn't stare anymore. I actually took it slower because I was
really.
Yeah.
As we were watching, we thought you were moving really fast.
Because
you just kept overlapping people. What do you want to tell the people at home?
I'm really happy. To my fans at home, a good debut. It was really nice to be competing against the best. Victor is really good. I have to give it up to him. He set the best time of the day. It was really sad to see him crash out. Would have been more competition, but it was a really good opportunity. And we look forward to the next one. Wherever we're going, I can't wait. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The inquiries from this race will go on for a while. As you can see, Victor is still talking to the stewards to see if this can be overturned. But for now, our top 3 is cemented. What will happen between the two? Will we have some sort of reparation?
Mark wins the race, and I think that even gives us more gas, gives us more expectation of what he can offer even in the next races that are to come.
I think that the next race that we have is going to have a lot of tension. One, because Victor didn't win and he had a scuffle with Baka, and then Mark comes out as first place, and I think it would be interesting to see if he would defend his title. I really love to see if Victor and Baka will battle it out.
Want redemption, I guess. Everyone is fighting for redemption like at that point. So Baka is there celebrating P3. At that point, I didn't finish the race. So in my head, I didn't finish the race. I didn't even come last. I didn't finish the race.
What everyone is saying is not a result of chance, is not a result of it being unfair, because you can't justify the difference from coming from 6th to 3rd by one accident. So you can look at it that even when you look at everyone else's lap times, mine did not change a lot. It was just me improving over the very small, minute details. And in as much as very many people want to use me crashing with Victor as the case for this, remember that the evaluation metric for this race was time. So I think Victor had enough time to redeem himself.
The only way to settle this would be do it again.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Let's bring it on. Another race, Busiika, same track, same cars, same people. Let's see how it goes.
don't want to use excuses because I'm not a man of excuses, but
Wait, I thought I was going to win.
So
oh, I've lost my theory. Okay, so
me not being a man of excuses, guys, stop that. Doing what I do best, which is my style of driving. Nothing against Victor, nothing against anyone. It just happens to be that when Victor collided with me, as it happens in Brownian motion, he had to move out.
to my fans, I'll be back.